Thanks for watching the video. My name's Clint from the Diehard MMA Podcast, and you can catch the replay of this entire video over on odds.com. Click the link below to go check it out, and let's make some cash. Next fight up, we've got a catchweight fight here. Cool Hand Luke Sanders taking on Nathan Maness. Luke is 13-3. Nathan Maness is 12-1. Luke is a guy that's getting a little bit older. I think he's 35 years old at this point. We haven't seen him for about a year. His best win in the UFC is taking out the ghost of Renan Barão. He is training over at Fight Ready, though. One of my favorite gyms. Got my boy Henry Cejudo over there. Hunter Azure, who looked really good his last time out. Luke Sanders' offense all comes from the left side, man. Left body kick. Left hand, like that's it. He's got power on that left side, and he really has to corral you into that. Now, Nate Maness, another guy that's going to have that height and reach advantage we've been talking about. He's going to be the 10 years younger kind of fighter type of situation. Really good boxing, intelligent takedown defense, good balance. He's hard to get on the floor. And then he has really good work in the clinch. He's also got this really nice shovel hook, that little shovel uppercut that he throws every now and again. The only thing that really concerns me here is the one loss in his record is a knockout loss to the body. And that's what Luke does so well, is that he works the body of his opponents. This is a spot where, once again, I am leaning to Luke Sanders. We've got minus 125, minus 130-ish on Luke here, plus 100 on the flip side on Nate Maness. He opened up a minus 175 favorite and is now a even money underdog. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm tempted to roll the dice on Nate Maness as the underdog and side with the bookies here. Maybe the public's got it wrong, but it's another one that honestly has kind of got me spooked. This is such a close fight. How do you feel on this one?
Yeah, personally, I thought the opener on this was a little egregious, and I think it has to do with the layoff that Luke Sanders has had recently. Let's talk about Nate Maness a little bit, though. I believe he should have 2 losses on his record. He may not even be in the UFC right now because he had this fight against Jesse Arnett. Jesse Arnett is one of my boys. If people follow me on Twitter, I usually give this guy a shout out a lot. He's one of those guys that should have been in the UFC, but got screwed by TKO's unfortunate management style. But Jesse Arnett, known to be a wrestler, known to be a guy that likes to attack grappling and get his opponents to the ground, and that's how he normally gets his victories. For that fight, for some reason, he goes out there and strikes with Nate Maness. Not the way you want to go approaching a fight against Maness, who, in my opinion, had the better hands in that fight. And it obviously ended up showing as he was able to finish Jesse Arnett in the second round there. Then we see him go out there and try to defend that TKO title against Taylor Lapilus, former UFC fighter. But Lapilus did such a good job in the first minute and a half to 2 minutes to get Maness to react to what Lapilus was doing, like throwing strikes, throwing kicks, staying on the offensive, moving forward the entire time. And that made Maness really more of a reactive fighter than actually doing his own, making his move, the first move. He was always waiting on Lapilus to make that first move. And I think that really messed with him. He was on his back foot the entire time. He was gassing out. And then Taylor Lapilus lands a beautiful sidekick to the body that just drops him, and sayonara from there. But Maness manages to put together that win over Kellen Van Camp. The guy was a scrub, to be honest. And then he gets his call up to the UFC to fight Ray Borg. Ray Borg pulls out. We get Johnny Munoz. And he did a good job of keeping that fight on the feet where it should have been. Johnny Munoz got a couple takedowns. But, man, I like Maness's striking for sure. But I think Luke Sanders has a better overall game. I think he'd be able to get the fight to the ground when he wants to. Earlier, obviously, more than later, because obviously it'll come harder a little bit later in the fight. I think he can mix it up well enough on the feet to kind of keep Nate guessing, throw a couple level changes in there. And that really gets Maness more of a reactive fighter than actually making the first move. And I think that's where the difference is going to be. It's going to be the fight IQ. And obviously Sanders has had some gaffes in his fight IQ in the past, but you got to think he's got to be a smarter fighter now. He's got to be the more, he has way more experience on his record in terms of at least being in the UFC. The layoff is a little bit of a concern. I wish
that age.
That's another thing. 35 years old. You got to expect, the younger guy, Nate Maness here, making improvements on a fight to fight basis. But when I see such a glaring hole in terms of takedown defense and kind of just being willingly pushed up against the cage, that gives me some pause, especially against a guy like Luke Sanders, who likes to do that quite often. So, man, the pick is Sanders. I'm with you in terms of not wanting to pay the juice at minus 140. I think it's a little bit too much, given the cons that we have in this fight. So I do like Luke. I wish I got that plus 140 because I probably would have been all over that. By the time I got around to this, he was already the favorite. But yeah, I'm going with Sanders. I think he still gets it done. As long as he doesn't have a brain fart in the second or third round, I think he gets it done. I think he gets Maness down enough. I I think he nullifies the power coming back his way. And then, once that third round comes, it's really just a Maness knockout that could potentially give him the victory here. And I think we see Sanders play it as safe as possible. And I'm going to take Sanders to win via decision. In terms of a bet, probably a pass.
Yeah, man, this whole card is just treacherous in my opinion. There's going to be a lot of passing for now, at least at this point. I think more so than ever, my post weigh-in show is going to be a big deal for me this week, since I'm going to be looking for some opportunities to get some action down based on how these guys look on the scale. You can get Luke Sanders here at about -125, -130 right now. And yeah, I'm right there with you, man. That's the side I'm tempted to be on, except I really wish I got in early. If I could have locked up +140, +150 on Luke Sanders, done deal. I'm in. But I mean, even money or +110, something like that. But now that he's starting to be the favorite and lay the chalk, it's like, the wider that line gets, the less I like it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got 309 live viewers here on the channel with us today. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We've got my boy Manpreet Lock of the Night chilling with us as well, breaking down some fights. Thank you all so much for being here. This is odds.com. For those of you who don't know, if you're not viewing this live every single week, the replay is exclusively over on odds.com.